I'm sorry, what? Please tell me you don't do that. 10 euros for a matcha latte? No way. What in the world is that? Oh my gosh. That sounds terrible. I'm not gonna lie. What is up? Welcome back. Today we're reacting to some weird culture shocks from Denmark. I've been exploring Denmark and it's such an amazing country, so I literally can't wait to get into these weird things. What's up? If you haven't met me yet, my name is Aaron and this is Aaron on a Reacts. On this channel, I'm discovering everything about Denmark and other European countries. It literally is my journey in discovery. I'm learning about the history, the sports, the people, the cultures, and yeah, the music and everything you can imagine about these amazing countries. And I hope going forward you will join me. There is so much to discover. So I hope you'll join me in this journey. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Now let's get into these weird Danish traditions. Let's go. When the bride leaves the table, all the girls have to kiss the groom. I'm sorry, what? When the bride leaves the table, all the girls have to kiss the groom. I can't imagine this. The comments are nuts. I'm too black for this. Free hugs and kisses from the family. I'm pure Danish and I don't know about this. What are you from Denmark, girl? I live in Denmark and I don't even know about this. Where are you from, girl? I live in Denmark and I didn't even know they did this. I'm too European for that because I see nothing wrong with kissing people on the cheek. It's family and friends. I don't see the problem. Exactly. You know, I've never seen anything like this in the US ever. I think it's not part of the culture and it would be really out of place. Like, people would be very offended if you did something like this. They don't have to, but yes, it is a Danish tradition. It's the same when the groom leaves, if I remember correctly. What? First time I saw this was in Sweden. I was like, what the hell is going on? Do they actually do this in Denmark and Sweden? Like, what? I don't understand this. All right, next one.
This is what I don't like about living in Denmark. As an Italian who's lived in Copenhagen for the last almost 4 years, I'm a bit scared of doing this video because, as a disclaimer, I've done this video about Italy last week and it was very well received. And that's because the biggest haters of Italy are Italians. The problem
I feel like that's everybody of their own country, though. I mean, people always notice the bad things when they live there their whole life.
Denmark is that the biggest lovers of Denmark are Danes, so I know that I'm gonna...
That's actually nice to hear.
I get a lot of backlash as soon as I talk about something negative about Denmark. Obviously, I love Denmark. I've lived here for 4 years and intend to live here many more years of my life.
Okay.
And I think the benefits of living here far outweigh the negatives. But I think it's also fun to talk about the negatives because no country is perfect. So... this said, let's start with number 1, the constant wind.
Oh, that's terrible. I hate wind. I have the type of hair that's so thin that it just blows around in the wind and it gets in my face. Oh my gosh, I hate that so much. And I guess Denmark is a very coastal country, so it would make sense if it's windy. They also have a lot of windmills. I haven't thought about that before.
And also biking against the wind.
How
awkward people get on the first indication that we are in a conflict, especially in a work setting. And also how awkward people get when you share something a bit deeper and emotional.
Interesting. So people don't really open up as much. That's what I'm gathering from what she's saying.
Having to be quiet on public transport.
You don't have to. I just think I imagine it's probably a public courtesy.
Lunch at 11:30. Stores closing at 5 or 6, even on weekends. The amount of cloudy days in the winter.
Okay. She's really just listing these off. I don't even have time to react to this. Need to plan social life a week in advance. Really? Okay, this is getting really interesting.
Plan social life with Danes weeks in advance. Speaking in weeks, numbers instead of days of the month. So for example, I have plans on week 38.
What? Please tell me you don't do that. Please tell me on the 26th week of the year I have to go to the beach, to the seaside. No, you don't speak like that.
I don't know what that means. How hard it is to get close friendships with locals and how small and close the social circles are. The price per square meter to buy an apartment.
What is it? I'm curious. I imagine it's extremely high, but I'm curious.
The price for eating out.
Also imagine that's high.
The price to get a matcha latte, more than 10 euros.
10 euros for a matcha latte? No way. Is she exaggerating here?
Not very good service overall in restaurants, and I don't think people are as service orientated as kind as in other countries.
Interesting.
The poor assortment choice in the supermarket and also the poor quality of food in the supermarkets.
Whoa, so she's literally destroying the restaurant culture and the food culture in Denmark. I feel like that's such a big part of a society. If you don't like the food, then how can you live there? This is really interesting to me. I feel like in Denmark you would have a lot of fish, obviously. What else? I don't know. I don't know what other foods would come out of Denmark. My Danish friends, what do you normally eat? Is this true, or is she being a little too harsh here?
For a lot of the assortment, not everything. Copenhagen bathrooms, if you don't know what it is, you should look it up.
Somebody's got to explain this. Maybe the comments will teach us in a minute.
The amount of plastic in the supermarkets and how even a cucumber can be completely wrapped in plastic.
Oh.
And how you cannot sort your trash and you will not get in trouble for that and you will not get a fine. So the percentage of trash that is actually sorted is not as high as in other European countries, and that's something I really care about.
Really?
Let me know if you want the part 2.
Okay, that's insane. She literally just didn't defend any of those. She just said, I'm going to write a list and just say them. Yeah, I'm shocked. So many of those were so honestly mind-blowing. It's hard for me to believe a lot of those. What is a Copenhagen bathroom? Let's see this image. Hold on. No way. You're kidding. What is the shower doing right there? This is blowing my mind. Where are you supposed to wash? Do you like stand over here in this corner? What in the world is that? Oh my gosh. Quiet public transportation is heaven. That's so true. Like, you can get so much done being in your own world for however long your commute is. Supermarkets are so bad. They basically sell nothing. Then how do people eat? I don't understand. Where do you get your food from? The lack of trees and green spaces in Copenhagen. Oh gosh. You know, I visited Copenhagen. I absolutely loved it. I had no problem there. For me, it was like the best thing ever. Very solid points. But remember, Copenhagen does not equal Denmark. That's so true. Like, absolutely. That's so true for so many places. If you don't live in Copenhagen, if you do live in Denmark, where would you recommend that I visit / consider moving if I was to move to Denmark? What cities are the best? Which ones should I check out for a long stay, maybe a month or 2 at a time? What do you recommend? I was born and raised here, but I agree with most of it. However, what is the problem with staying quiet? True, I think you should be quiet. Like, what exactly do you want me to be doing? I hate the week number thing as well. And I always say, and which dates are that? And no one ever knows. I'm so confused. Why do people say like the 28th week of the year? Like, that just... People have no idea what that's talking about. Biking against the wind is so real. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. A comedian once ran for parliament with the slogan, more tailwind to the bike paths. And he was actually elected. We didn't care that it was a joke. Give us tailwind down. Dane here, agreeing with all. Although we'd never be able to match the sublime produce of Italy. So that, for comparison, is one leaving most countries behind. Thank you for coming to Denmark and making your country more diverse and exciting. Wow, that's really, really nice comment from a Danish person there. As a Dane, and by that the biggest lover, can I ask, why do you hate being quiet on public transport? Stores close at 5 or 6. This sounds very specific. Supermarkets open till 9 or 10 most. Okay, interesting. Bauhaus, Elgiganten, Beltimen closes at 8. So small shops, planning social life weeks in advance, except for weddings or big birthdays. I've never had to do that. Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, from my perspective, that's part of the European charm. You can just, I don't know, on a random Tuesday night, you can say, hey, do you want to go grab a beer at the pub or something like that? And you can do it very easily. You can walk, and I don't know, at least that's what I imagine as my image of Europe. Let's see. Counting in weeks is mostly done in the work setting. Okay. Not something in general where I live. Square meter price in an apartment, again, depends on where you live. So true. After come back from Copenhagen, I was literally shocked by the level of customer service. It was really so poor. Oh, that's terrible. You know, that's one thing that's huge difference between America and Europe in general. Although the customer service in America can kind of come off as fake a lot of times because they're really pushy with the tips, which I absolutely hate. It's terrible. If you ever go to America, you will absolutely see that. That'll be a culture shock for you if you've never been. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Here are 3.
Okay, here we go. In honor of my birthday in a couple days, 3 things Danes do on birthdays. Let's go.
Things that Danes do on birthdays that are different than American birthdays. Besides these cakes, which we've already discussed.
Christian Lehr. What in the world is this? If you want to give me some background on that, that'd be amazing.
So one is they decorate with their flag. The Danes love...
What? Not patriotic. Danish kids think it's the birthday flag. Adorable. Sustainable. So can you eat the flag? Let's see.
Love their flag, but they will tell you it's not patriotic. I've heard a lot of Danes say that they just thought this was the birthday flag. They were surprised when they learned that other countries don't decorate with this flag on birthdays.
Wow,
yeah,
okay.
If it's a birthday, there will be Danish flags everywhere. It's actually quite nice because you can use the same birthday decorations for every birthday.
Oh, okay.
So it's sustainable. The second thing is the birthday song is different. Of course, it's
the birthday song
in Danish. I think there's actually more than one song, but this is the one I hear most often, and it has 4 verses, which you can imagine as a non-native speaker is difficult. So this is how I sing it every time. I dag er whoever's fødselsdag, hurra, 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 dun 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 dun, med dejlig chokolade og kager til. Every verse. The Danes, you have to carry me. A third thing is, if you are an adult and it's your birthday, you bring a cake to work.
Whoa. If you're an adult and it's your birthday, you bring your own cake to work. See, that's where we differ so much. In America, when it's someone's birthday, everyone is supposed to shower them with praise and gifts and cakes and sweets and stuff. But in Denmark, you are the one who gives other people things. That's actually kind of nice. Birthday person brings cake to work. Any cake is fine. Personal note, cake in the staff room is my favorite email to receive. That's awesome.
Doesn't have to be this fancy. Also doesn't have to be one of these. But if it's your birthday, you treat everybody else.
Wow, that's great. Okay, let's see the comments here. I was 24 when I found out we were the only ones decorating with flags. Yeah, I've never heard of that. My Danish friends, I've never heard of that. Bet you also don't wish happy birthdays there either. Bet you also don't wish happy early birthdays there either. Oh, don't wish somebody a happy early birthday. Apparently that's bad luck, I've heard in a few countries. I think I was like 15 before I realized birthday flag was actually our own flag and not something everyone used. Birthday flag equals birthday. The birthday song with kid choosing 3 instruments is more legendary. We sing it overseas, friends, and they love picking instruments. My daughter is so sure it's just the birthday flag. But yeah, I think there are 4 birthday songs at least. What? Top marks for singing spot on. Yeah, that was great. Also, don't forget that teenagers take shots. So like 16 shots on their 16th birthday. So on. Whoa, okay. We do the same here in Greenland. Ah, very interesting. Okay, Greenland does the same. In Jylland, they scream when they cut into the cake person because they are killing it. What? Jylland, where is that at? Is that the one where they scream out of the windows every day at the same time or something? I learned about that recently. That's so weird to me. Like, and honestly, kind of cool because everyone does it together. Of course, it's patriotic. It's just different than in the US. Love this so much because it's one of the biggest things we grew up with in the US to keep Danish culture. Oh, that's really nice. Okay. What about the reverse? Do you have to sing the birthday song in reverse or something? What do they mean? What are some American birthday traditions you enjoy? It's a great question. At the end of the birthday song in the US, we say, what do we say? I don't remember. I actually don't remember. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You smell, I think you smell like a monkey. You smell like a monkey and you act like one too. I think that's what it is. I don't remember. Okay, let's go to the next one here. Being an American in Denmark is crazy because I'm just enjoying nature and all of a sudden I feel like I'm in a dystopian movie. Okay, what does that mean? Why is there a siren going off in the background right here? Nobody told me this was a thing. And it starts again. What is going on here? Sounds like a war bomb. Like they're signaling the city. How long does this last? Okay, I need some background. What is this for? How long does it last? All these things. That's insane. Okay, what is it? What do the comments say here? I've grown up with the siren each year, but the phone notification's new. Oh, they also send a phone alert. Okay, what is this for though? Sirens I'm used to, but taking a nap and being violently ripped from my sleep by the phone alert was rude. We forget them from year to year. I personally find it comforting to know the sirens are in the working order, considering the political climate in the world. Okay? Dystopian movie. It's like being back in the States. Whatever. Back in the 80s and early 90s, it was every Wednesday. Now it's only the first Wednesday in May. See, that's what I needed. The first Wednesday in May. You have this siren, okay? I'm almost 30 and I know when it's happening and what it is. But today I didn't. I had so much going on. I had forgotten what day it was. And I sat there doing laundry when suddenly my phone began screeching like a loud demon. And what I first thought was police sirens wailing outside. And I panicked for about 20 seconds. I was frantically trying to find out World War III had begun until I actually read the words tester siren on the message on my phone. Oh my gosh. Not just the siren, but also the alerts on your mobile. It seems like everyone's so tired of this mobile alert. That sounds terrible. I'm not going to lie. I can't imagine my phone just blaring an alert at me. Okay, so the first Wednesday of May every single year. This happens only once a year. Yeah, I can't imagine. Imagine being a visitor and hearing that. And you're like, what is going on? Danish culture shocks, except I don't get ready. I just yap. Okay, let's go.
With me while I tell you about some culture shocks I had when I first came to Copenhagen. So I've been here for about a week, so let me speed
1 week. She's already had so many.
run some major differences between here and the US. First, the metro. The metro system is extremely clean, efficient, and gets you where you need to go. You can hit the entire city just by staying on the M3 line, which is just one train line. And it's the cleanest I've ever seen it. I've never seen trash. It's never overflowed with people. It's extremely easy to use.
That sounds amazing. Okay, so if I visit, I need to go on the M3 line. Is that correct?
Credited from a girl who literally lived in a rural area her entire life and have never taken a metro before.
Yeah, I don't know much about metro either. We don't have that where I'm from, so that's something new to me. Also, the bus system, we don't have that either.
Okay, second, everybody speaks English. I thought there was going to be some type of language barrier where it'd be kind of difficult, but I haven't met one person who can't speak very good English. All the Danes know it, so it's very easy to communicate with people.
That's great. That's great to know.
Third, most locals don't really eat out. I feel like most tourists eat out. Most people cook at home.
Okay, interesting.
And I'm bad at that. So the groceries are not too expensive, honestly, in comparison to the US. Like a home cooked meal, like one of the prepackaged ones, are like literally $5.
Yeah, she's from America. She's eating those prepackaged meals. I don't eat those. I never have. Maybe I did when I was younger. I don't remember, but I've never made one of those myself. Like, I can't imagine eating that. Maybe some people do and they enjoy them. What about like preparing, buying some beef, for example, and some veggies and cooking like, I don't know, more of a proper meal, let's say? How much would that cost me in Denmark?
Compared to the US, where they would probably be like 15, 20. So that was like very shocking to see. Okay. 4 or 3, I don't know. It is such a safe city.
Let's go. I love that already.
I've never feared for my life or been nervous or had a gut feeling at all since being here. I've taken the metro back. I hope my parents are not listening to this. At 12 a.m. alone. And I was completely fine. There's plenty of other girls doing the same thing. I've seen one homeless person, who I nicknamed Ass Crack, and I've literally never have felt more safe being in a major city.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, if you're in America and if you're visiting America as a young person, a young lady, don't do it. Do not go into an alley or anything late at night. It's not safe for that. I have to say, make sure you're safe if you do visit, for real. Don't do that.
Okay, so those are my main reasons. I'm obviously going to come up with more as I spend more time here, but follow along to see me spend the semester in Copenhagen.
Okay, amazing. That was cool. Nice to hear her perspective there. Wait till she sees the price of ground beef. I just mentioned that. In Denmark, we eat out 5 times a year. Okay, so it's not a big, it's a big cook at home culture. I actually really appreciate that. I love cooking and spending time at home eating because I know what's in my food. I can eat exactly what I want and I can cook a lot of food, which I eat a lot. So yeah, I need that. Home cooked meal and prepackaged should not be in the same sentence. So true. Not too expensive. People are like, what are you talking about? It's so expensive. Like the video said, in comparison to the US, the metro was clean. People are being really, they're picking on her. Only Danish people see this. Only 6 million people in the world speak Danish, so we learn English early in school. That makes sense. I'm glad to hear that people speak really great English because, for me, for example, if I visited, I would need that. Clean, what? No, I won't touch it. Yeah, okay. Fair enough, but I think Denmark clean and American clean is maybe a little different and a different standard, I would imagine. Denmark is one of the most expensive countries in the world to live in. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I don't know which store she went to, but apparently she went to a very cheap place. Maybe you could ask her and find out. M3 is all fun and games until you try M1 and 2. Oh gosh. Those metros must be gross. Is that what they're saying? Girls in Denmark is one of the most expensive. Girls. Denmark is one of the most expensive countries to live in. Safe city. People are laughing. Also, homeless people in Denmark are not dangerous. They are just people without a home. Nothing better than that. I think that's a typo. Fun fact, a lot of the strollers you see outside of cafes have babies in them. See, this is the one thing that I don't get. It's very common to park your baby outside in the cold, fresh air while you pop in and have a coffee. The U.S. could never. Yes, the U.S. could never. Baby snatching isn't really common here. Oh my gosh. The fact that you even have to say that is just sad. I've never feared for my life. Do you normally do that? Yes. Yeah. Like she wrote here, in America, you always have to watch your back. That's so true. It's a sad reality. You really do. And it's not an external culture. It's purely an internal U.S. culture. So that's a sad reality, and maybe one day that'll get cleaned up, but not right now. Not right now. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see another one just like this, make sure you hit like and subscribe. You're going to see me again in the future. I'm going to keep doing these videos. They are so much fun, and I just absolutely love exploring Denmark. And I got to give that shout out to my channel members. As always, thank you so much for being a channel member. You will always be the first one to see every single video. You get early access to everything I'm putting out there. And yeah, it's just an easy way for me to say thanks to you for joining me on this journey. So if you want to check out the membership, check that out down below. And I hope to see you in the very next video. I hope you have the best day, evening, morning, midday, whenever you're watching this. Cheers.